buy a Fujifilm camera like Fujifilm X-E5 or buy an Olympus camera like OM-3. I was able to see that this discussion is of interest, and I want to touch what camera I would buy if I have to choose between Fujifilm X-E5 and Olympus OM-3. So let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. Look how small it is, my Olympus with this lens. And I will talk a little about that lens, and this is Fujifilm X-T3. I was looking at Fujifilm X-T3, metal build, great ergonomics, great TVF, and I was thinking also at Fujifilm X-E5. So now on the market, there are two cameras that are really attracting to me. Fujifilm X-E5 and OM-3. Which camera I would get for my soul? So for my YouTube channel, probably I would get Fujifilm X-E5. Why? Because I have lots of traction regarding Fujifilm content, because the camera is looking very nice, it is very attractive, it will make lots of views, lots of clicks, and so on. But in the end, what I get with Fujifilm X-E5 that I don't have with Fujifilm X-T50. The only thing that I will get with Fujifilm X-E5, it is the new lens, the 23mm f2.8 lens. And why should I get that lens? It's just an f2.8 lens in the end, and when I've looked at the reviews, it is focusing as 27mm f2.8. And in the end, it's just an f2.8 lens. A pancake lens, yes, but also this is pancake. I don't know. I'm not convinced regarding the image quality, and not just the image quality, the usability of that lens. f2.8 on an APS-C Fujifilm X-Trans sensor. In general, I'm not liking these lenses. This is why I have Voigtlander f2, and it's a Voigtlander lens. The image quality is outstanding. So this is why, again, if you don't have a camera, you could look at that 20mm f2.8. But on Olympus, you have 17mm f1.8 lens. I have that lens. I'm loving that lens. And also you have the Mark II lens that is weather sealed and weather resistant. And it has a very linear and silent and accurate AF. You don't have this with Fujifilm. So looking at Olympus 17mm f1.8 and looking at Fujifilm, again, from my point of view, Olympus is winning by far. Okay, OM system. Sorry that I'm saying Olympus. I don't know. I'm liking more this name, Olympus. And this is it. So Olympus lens, from my point of view, it is better than the Fujifilm lens regarding how practical for everyday shooting it's a lens like this. More than that, you have a 4 thirds sensor. And the 4 thirds format, even if it's smaller than APS-C because it's a micro 4 thirds, it is way better regarding everyday photography, regarding hip shots, regarding composition, regarding how much landscape you'll get when you show that picture on social media, on phones, on YouTube channels, on Instagram, and so on. So 4 thirds better than a sensor that it's 2x3. So you'll cover more when you show that picture on the social media. Also, it's a great format for composition. So 4 thirds, it's a classical format. Just for this, I would get a micro 4 thirds camera. But let's continue. So Fujifilm X-E5, it's looking nice, it's looking great, but also OM-3 is looking nice, it's looking great. Fujifilm X-E5, it's not weather sealed and weather resistant, and it has 40 megapixel sensor. And you could say, wow, 40 megapixel sensor, I need that resolution. I'm sorry, you don't need it. You really don't need it. You don't need it. It will not bring you full frame resolution. It's just an enlarged APS-C. To get the joy of that resolution, you need the big Fujifilm lenses, and they are so unbalanced on Fujifilm X-E5 that doesn't have a grip, so you'll need to add a grip to it. And basically you'll get a Fujifilm X-T5 in a rangefinder camera, but it's not a rangefinder because you have a grip. So you'll get a camera that will look like OM-5 with an extra grip. Also on OM-5 it's possible to need a grip, but because the camera it is larger, from my point of view, two-hand operation, it is very nice and very good. Again, it really depends. I'm not saying also OM-3 it needs some grip to it. Now regarding the other controls, Yes, you have nice controls on Fujifilm X-E5, but also you have very nice controls also on OM-3. And I would say that the controls on X-E5, from my point of view, are a little bit gimmicky. Let's be serious. Nothing practical, nothing with a sense. They are added there, but they aren't as practical as the color button that is on OM-3. Also on Nikon ZF, I'm really liking that fast button that is switching from black and white to color. On Fujifilm, you really need to flip those simulations to get to black and white because you have lots of colored film simulations. Next, on Fujifilm X-E5, you have a tilt screen. On OM-3, you don't have a tilt screen. This could be a decisive factor. But from my point of view, I would still go to OM-3 because you have a reliable AF, and you have a great EVF with great eye point. And this is it. On X-E5, you have the classical EVF that it's on other Fujifilm cameras, and it's not as great as on X-T5, X-T3 regarding eye point and how big is the EVF. And again, a good eye point is very important if you are wearing glasses. So the eye point is very, very important. This is why I'm loving so much this little Olympus camera, even if the EVF it's not a great one, but also it's not a bad one. For me, it's very easy to use the EVF because of this great eye point. Now let's get to the lenses. On Fujifilm, you have some lenses, and especially I would say great third-party lenses like the Viltrox lenses, but lenses that aren't made by Fujifilm, and lenses that don't have an aperture ring, and lenses that aren't weather sealed. Again, X-E5 is not weather sealed, and lenses that will focus different depending on the lens, because this is how things are working on the Fujifilm system. Each lens has its own personality when it comes to AF. On Micro Four Thirds system, no problems. All the lenses are working very, very well. This is a little slow lens, and also we have a little slower lens, the 20mm f1.7 from Lumix. But again, the Olympus lenses are blazing fast. Next, regarding zooms, you have zooms on Olympus OM system that you can't touch on Fujifilm. You'll never ever, or at least in the next 10 years, you'll not have the zooms that you'll have on OM system Olympus. So regarding zooms, you are bulletproof. Now regarding lenses, from my point of view, the Micro Four Thirds system, it's winning by far on each focal lens. I have here the Lumix 14mm f2.5. Just think about it. You take this lens and you'll put it on OM-3. You'll put this lens on OM-3 and it's a cheap lens on the used market. I understand that it's not produced anymore, but you can find this lens and buy it. Don't wait till people will discover it, and you'll have a very pocketable, easy to take camera. This isn't the case with 18mm f2. Even if I'm loving 18mm f2, it is bigger and it is squeaking when you are focusing. This is silent and fast, and regarding image quality, I would call them equally good. Are you crazy? This lens is very good, not good. Fast AF, reliable AF, what more could you want? With Fujifilm, yes, you have a tilt screen, and so what if the AF is not working? With this lens, prepare to have some missed shots. Very important, some missed shots. With this, no missed shots, so very important. What we are talking here. So in conclusion, yes, for my soul, for my photography, I would get Olympus OM5 and I would not get Fujifilm X-E5. For me, Fujifilm X-E5, it doesn't have any sense. It's nothing new when we are looking at X-T50, just some gimmicky buttons and software layout. And more than that, very important, on Olympus, you can shoot this camera as a half frame camera. So you can take vertical shots using the camera in horizontal mode. I hope Olympus kept this on OM-3, but I am able to do this on Olympus OMD M10 Mark IV. So this is why I'm saying, next you have ND filter, you have IBIS, unstoppable IBIS, I would say, on OM-3, and so on and so on. So for the same money, you'll get a much better camera. And if you aren't a newbie that it's influenced by the influencers that are criticizing the Micro Four Thirds sensor, Using the right lens, you'll get similar image quality as on the Fujifilm system and also as on full frame systems if you know what you are doing and what editing you are doing, and if you use the right lenses. And the right lenses, if you want better image quality, are the Olympus Pro lenses, the OM-20mm f1.4. Such a beautiful small compact lens. It's staying on OM-3 like a glove, and also the kit zoom that it's sold with OM-3. And what is the kit zoom? 12 to 45 Pro Zoom. Tell me which Fujifilm camera it is sold with a Pro Zoom, which Sony camera it is sold with a Pro Zoom, which Nikon camera it is sold with a Pro Zoom. No one. No other system it's selling cameras with the kit zoom being a Pro Zoom. And that zoom, it's really a Pro Zoom. It's an amazing zoom. I had it, I use it. It's a fantastic zoom. So this is why I'm saying, if you want a great camera, get OM-3. And more than that, now you also have recipes on the OM system, and you can get different colors and very pleasing colors. And more than that, the Olympus color, it is very pleasing. But yes, if you want the film-like look, almost film-like look, and the Fujifilm film recipes, no, you'll not get those on Olympus OM-3. But other than that, you'll get many more features and many more benefits to a very reliable system. And this is why I'm inclining more on the OM-3 camera, because I find it more usable for everyday photography now, because you have great color and you can make recipes for family photography. And next, for street photography. For street photography, a reliable camera with great RAW files, with great AF and with great lenses, it's untouchable. So the system is really good, and it's not good just for street photography. Also, it's good for travel photography because you have small lenses and very light zooms. You don't have those on the Fujifilm system. So again, for me, my choice it is, by the way, if you want to make better photos, you must know that it's not about the gear. It's about composition. It's about light. It's about seeing with your eyes and pre-visualizing the picture. So for this, I've recently launched a course with my techniques to get better pictures. So if you want to learn to make better pictures and especially composition, why not join my photography academy? To get access to my course, you must be subscribed to my channel and join my membership photography academy level. When you'll have that level, you'll have access to my street photography composition course, where I show you how I am making the pictures and where I teach you how to make the same picture. So I'm telling you why a picture is good and why it's working and why I've decided to keep it in color or to keep it in black. So you learn lots of tips and techniques if you are joining the membership program. And more than that, joining my membership, it means that any premium course that I will launch, you'll have access to it. So join now my TM Photography Academy by subscribing to my channel and hit the join button from YouTube. OM-3, definitely OM-3. So if you're liking content like this, please subscribe now to my channel. Use my affiliate links if you want to buy something from the gear that I'm using from Amazon. Subscribe to my newsletter, and also please be sure to check my next videos. This is helping the channel to grow and it's free. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.